What's going on, guys? So there is a new show on Quibi. You guys ever heard of Quibi? It's a cell phone uh, app that premieres new episodes of their own little shows every day, every weekday. And there's actually some pretty good talent behind some of these shows. Now, the whole kind of like premise behind the app is everything is meant for your cell phone, and the episodes, because Quibi is short for quick bites, every episode's between 5 and 10 minutes long. But the production value is actually pretty decent, and as I said, there's a lot of shows on there, and they're offering 3 months free right now. Trust me, I'm not being fucking promoted by these guys or anything. I'm just telling you what Quibi is. But I picked it up because it had 3 months free. First 90 days are free, and then it's $5 a month after that. You can cancel whenever. So I was like, there's a horror show on there, and the first story, which is 3 episodes, was directed by Sam Raimi. Okay, a horror anthology series, first episode, first segment, it's 3 episodes that make up the one story, are all directed by Sam Raimi. How could I not want to watch that? So, and then there's some other talent behind it as well. Some recognizable names here. You got Travis Fimmel from, I think that's how you say his name, from Vikings. You've got Karen Allen, obviously from Indiana Jones. And you've got Asa Butterfield. You've got some pretty recognizable names in here. Now, the concept behind the series, which I think is a really rad concept, is that every story, which is comprised of either 2 or 3 episodes, depending on the story, with, as I said, between 5 and 10 minutes apiece. I want to say the average one on here was about 5 to 7 minutes long, but with a decent production value. It actually looked pretty good. But every story is set in a different state within the United States. And each one of those stories pertains to some kind of urban legend or folktale or something that is specific to that state. And so I think that is a really great idea for an anthology series. Like, every story comes out of a different state. And honestly, the way that these episodes played out, because I watched all of them, there's 14 episodes as of right now. And I think they said out of 18 is what I'm reading on IMDb, that there will be 18. So there's 4 more, but that story is complete. So then the last two stories will have 2 episodes each, or maybe the last one will have 4. I don't know, but as of right now, I'm only seeing 14 episodes, but it's listed as potentially 18. But I could be wrong on that, but I saw that somewhere. But right now you've got the first story, which is set in Michigan, and this one's called The Golden Arm, and this is the one directed by Sam Raimi. This starred Travis Fimmel from Vikings, and it's about a lumberjack who wants to give his beautiful wife anything that she wants. Something tragic happens, and she wants something ridiculously lavish. I think you can tell by the title of what that would be. And then, of course, things go seriously wrong because of that. And I liked this episode. I didn't love it, but I liked it. And as I said, I feel like these play out like Twilight Zone episodes. Tales from the Crypt episodes. It actually kind of reminded me of that. Very, very similar kind of feel to it. The next one is set in Kansas. This is another 3-episode one. This is the one with Karen Allen. And this one has to do with the largest ball of twine and what lies inside of it. This one was okay. An interesting concept, but it was watchable. I liked it all right. The next one is called Scared Stiff, and it's set in Oregon. It's only a 2-parter, and it deals with a specific monster, one that we all know very well and that we've seen in a bunch of movies. And honestly, this might be my favorite iteration, my favorite aesthetically looking one of these. I don't want to say what it is, although I don't know. I don't know if people will get it right away. But man, the creature effects in this segment are phenomenal. I just think they're so cool. And the monster, what it is and how it looks, I've seen a lot of movies with this monster particularly in it, and I was like, might be the coolest version I've ever seen of that thing. Like, I was like, wow, that thing is terrifying. Like, that is such a cool version. So, really, really excited, really impressed by that. Let me click on this really quick, because I think it's like, who's the star of it? It's, what's his name? James Ransone, from like Sinister 2 and whatnot. So, he's the star of that one. And then, after that, And then after that one, we've got Gray Cloud Island. Now, this is the one that stars Asa Butterfield. This is a 3-episode one. And this is a typical, like, pledges getting dared to do something scary. They have to walk through the forest. And when they do, they happen upon a woman who's been entrapped or kidnapped and tied up for, like, a ritual or something. Very, very similar to the last segment on VHS 1. Very, very similar story. So that one was cool. I mean, that was pretty good. A lot of really, really cool looking villains, and the cinematography, the way it looked, was actually really cool. Overall, it's pretty predictable, but it's worth a watch. There wasn't an episode I didn't like. Or a segment I didn't like. So I dug that one. And then the last one was set in Florida. The one before that, the Gray Cloud Island, that's Minnesota. And then the last one is in Florida. And this one has to do with cops being called into they're called into this complex, but there's ritualistic stuff going on in there, like with voodoo and shit. And one of the cops knows stuff about it, and is, she's a chick. She's I don't want to. I'm trying to I don't want to get into any spoilers, but they go to investigate this after the squad of police that went before them disappear, and when inside they witness everything going on inside. This might be the best of the bunch. This one was pretty cool. There's some really cool set design in here that I was impressed by. A lot of really cool, neat gore stuff and just really creative, cool looking sets. And I dug it. And it's found footage style. So it's like done from their body cams. I dug this one. So yeah, I mean, it's something like, if you have 90 days free, and then they have a few other shows that look really cool. There's one show that stars Micah Monroe, who I fucking love, and the kid from The Cure for Wellness. I know what his name is, but I don't know how to pronounce it. I think that's the one that's called The Stranger. That one looks cool. I definitely want to check that one out. There's another few shows on there that look cool. I actually watched most of the episodes for this show called Murder House Flip, something like that. And it's people who come in and fix up houses for people. We've seen shows like that, on TV all the time. But these are places where people were murdered. So these people live in these houses, and then they're like, man, we can't get rid of the the legacy on this house, this and that. Can you help freshen this place up and take out, there's an episode where this person was chopped up in a bathtub. And so they come in, they demo out the entire bathroom and get rid of the bathtub and everything. Pretty interesting. So Quibi's all right. I mean, it's pretty handy. Handy, because it's in your hand. It's pretty handy when you're going to the bathroom, or if you're you just have a break in between clients and you only have 5 or 10 minutes. And you're just kind of sitting there and you're all right, instead of just screwing around on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, you just pop up a new episode and you boom, 5-minute episode, and you're done, and then you go back in, a smoke break, whatever, if you don't smoke, or if you do smoke, which you shouldn't. But yeah, I dug it. Not awesome, not fantastic, but every one of them I definitely enjoyed. There wasn't any of them that I was it was a waste of time, that one was lame. The Ball of Twine one is probably my least favorite, but still, I enjoyed the concept. It's a little silly, but I still dug it. And as I said, the production value is pretty high, and I look forward to seeing what other shows they throw on there. And I look forward to see if there's another, or if this show's over for the rest of the season, if there will ever be a second season. But I thought this was interesting because I know this is something that there's probably very few reviews for, and probably very few people have seen it, because I know Quibi is they're underperforming really heavily right now. They just launched pretty recently. So I don't know if this thing will even last. Shit, it might not even last the 90 days. But I think it's worth a watch. Check it out. Let me know. Adios.